What is going on, YouTube? Dr. Way here, and a little upset because I had to redo this video because I realized that my recording had stopped, which is really annoying. This is going to be a really long video, so hopefully that doesn't happen again. What I'm going to do is just have a conversation about my account, what I think, just kind of do a lot of things out loud, and then I'm going to actually do a little bit of planning, maybe craft up some gear and some more things on this video. The reason why I'm doing this is the pass opens for our level 5 zone, so to speak, right? Pretty soon, very soon. So in basically 21 hours, 14 minutes, and 35 seconds, right? That pass becomes rallyable. We knock out that pass and we start building flags, and there's other kingdoms. 22, I want to say 2273 and 2280. I'm gonna be able to. So now 2280 is our ally. Shout out to them for rocking with us. And these fucking guys, kind of irritating. But that's what we got looking forward to. And I want to make sure that as an individual player, I'm doing the best thing that I can do to make sure that I'm competitive on the battlefield, very competitive. Okay, so I just want to start off with just okay, what am I doing on my account? So every once in a while, especially when I spend a lot of gems on, let's say an event like this, like a wheel event, a Holy Knight's Treasure, Hunt for History, I like to calculate, what my account looks like. So I have 22 days of building speed ups, 8 days of research, 25 days of training, 27 days of healing, 61 days of universals, right? And I have, for example, for resources, 148 million food, 161 million wood, 111 million stone, 80 million gold, and that's of specific, the specific resource packs. And then if I were to distribute all of these pick ones evenly, I would have an additional 125 million food, an additional 125 million wood, an additional 93 million stone, and an additional 48 million gold. And I don't bother with these. I do calculate them, but it's usually a relatively meaningless amount of resources for how much other resources that I have. Okay, just to see what my speed ups actually look like. I don't calculate these either. Probably should, but I don't. Whatever, it's cool. It's basically more universals. Right, so that's what I'm working with, and the amount of speed ups I have is legit. I probably won't um, use too much more healing than that. I don't I don't anticipate, because of the nature of the beast, that I think that a lot of other people are gonna run out of healing speed ups and resources before I do. So I mean, if everybody else isn't fighting, it's kind of hard for me to fight on my own. So I will probably end up using a lot less than what I have for healing speed ups and the resources that I do plan on using for warring. Okay, so I'm good on that end. And what's the next things for my account? The big thing is using my building speed ups only to upgrade all of my training buildings. And the reason why I want to make sure this building speed ups only is because I'm getting to the point where building speed ups are becoming less and less valuable. So once I upgrade and build everything, right, I'm not going to be able to really use building speed ups. Now I can trade them for training later, but that happens only ever so often. So I think right before KVK happens, or during what is it, Eve of the Crusade, or it might be as soon as this opens, as soon as KVK opens. I forget. I think as soon as KVK opens. Um, and I'm basically not able to do anything with those building speed ups. So I'm still going to want to spin the wheel and do these other events that are going to give me the building speed ups, right? There's no rush, because I'm going to have to wait until probably one more than gems, where I'm going to, do 23 to 24, most likely, and then I'm gonna gem how many ever more gems to get to 25. I know I could wait for another more than gems, but I'm just gonna do the next one and do 23 and 24 and 25. How many ever gems that takes, I'll have more books of the covenant by then, right? So the next another 3 months at max, right? I'm gonna have a max castle, so no more than 3 more months for the max castle, and that's the biggest bottleneck. And by the time that happens, I'll probably have a watchtower very close as well. For sure, this is gonna be done, right? This has to be done before in 3 months because I need level 25 siege workshop to get a level 25 castle. And then at that point, it's just a tavern to the wall. I'll now go ahead and knock out the gold mine here, 24. Then it's the trade post. Relatively easy on storehouse. Scout camp is done. All of my other production buildings are done. At least the first one. You only need one. And then that's all the buildings. And then I would do the wall. And then here comes the academy. And that's everything. Right? That's everything. And you want to get that academy pretty quickly, in my opinion, because of the 7% research speed bonus you get. It really is a large amount of research speed that you're getting. I think that's super valuable. Okay, and just to give you a comparison, like since I'm segueing really well because research is next, right? My strategy with the research is to do the really small ones. So I've been focusing a lot on the economic tree, especially when it comes to the gathering. Like a day and 20 hours, that ain't nothing. It really isn't. It ain't nothing. And the amount of resources, it fucking, I get 3 times that. Well, let's see, let's say 3.5, so seven, like 9.5. So like 10 million resources. I know it's assorted, but let's just say 13 million resources. That's about half what I would gather on a regular normal day that I'm not like having to do other bullshit. If I can just have a pretty chill day, just farm, reduce my daily AP. I can get about anywhere from 17 to 20, 22 or 23. Which I mean probably more now because of how much speed I have now. Being in KVK with the 15% that we got permanent because of where we placed, and then 25% from the Crusader camp. It's like super legit. Ah, might do some stuff with some commanders later in the video. So that's where I'm at with my buildings, in my research. Right, as far as troops are concerned, I'm only going to be using troop training specific speed ups. I already have my full march of calves and some that I don't mind dying. Full march of infantry, some more that I don't mind dying. Full march of archers and a little bit more, so I don't mind those extra dying. As long as I have a full march of each one when I get out of KVK, it's fine. So I could literally have 78,000, probably a little bit more, as I'm gonna have more. And then like we also now get some of our troops back. You get that back, some number of troops. So it's actually about 30% more that I wouldn't mind losing, which is super good. Because this is your first KVK, especially if you're inexperienced and you make that grave error of not popping that bubble or teleporting back to keep your city safe, you can get wrecked. Because nobody has enough troops to really take that rally. Nobody, not really. Like you take a double rally, single rally keeps getting reinforced, nobody's helping your city, you're fucked, 100%. So that's super important, and that's why I went to the liberty of trying to get as many these teleports as possible, and I will buy some more with my credits if I run out. I wish I had more of the P shields. The see, is the P shield here? Yeah, the 8 hour P shields, you get them. You can get them through the daily thing chest at the end, the magic chest or whatever. Just like they're kind of quick. They're really quick. It's so much better to do the 24 hours at night, even though it's like you're wasting time if you decide you want to fight it. But like I would rather waste the how many ever gems it is to get a 24-hour and be safe than to pop an 8 hour and I'm actually offline for 10 hours, so they got 2 hours to fuck me up. Like that's more than enough time for them to fuck me up. Like you don't want to leave your account up to chance because you woke up a little late. You never want to leave that up to chance. All right, so we can cover, all of the basic stuff, and let's get to the meteor stuff. And I want to really talk about my commanders and where I'm going with this. So, my original early game strategy surrounding my commanders really was to focus on my gatherers, right? So, in Joan of Arc, I don't even use her as a primary fighter. You can. I don't think she's very effective. She can be. It's just the integration tree just sucks. So you have to go all support tree, which is not necessarily bad. The support tree is very good. Don't get me wrong, it's very good, but I really feel like there's better options. She works better as a secondary, and then obviously if you do it that way, you can use her as a primary gatherer, right? It gives you extra primary, right? I just went with the cheapest commanders to level up, you know, especially since it was the early game. So I'm rocking, the Centurion, Constance, obviously, the Joan of Arc, Sarka, and then where's the other Gaius? And I got Gaius to 40 because the Arc of Osiris, I like to use them for the March speed, uh, right? And then sometimes I'll switch the gear out to him. Okay, now the reason why I have all this gear on Constance is that I use her in the Alliance pit always, mainly because you get 10% resource bonus. So at night, when I go and collect like 4 million resources, when I wake up in the morning, that 10% is an extra 400 K resources that I'm getting. That shit adds up. Do that shit every day for a week. Like that's a million extra resources. On top of that, right, I'm getting gear that's giving me even more. Right, I'm getting an additional 5%, hella load bonus, right, and eventually, right, in the late game, you're gonna need to go to the gold pit. I think the best combo in the gold pit really is Sundiak if you get expertise her, and even if you just get her to 5-5-1-1 or mainly just the second skill, right? I think that's the most effective thing you can do. You'd be like, Doctor, why are you talking about fucking farmers? That's how important it ultimately is, right? Because you really want to maximize your farming because if you run out of resources, you can't build nothing. If you run out of resources, you can't research anything. And if you run out of resources, you can't train more troops. So everything starts with you being able to gather. And I remember when I made my first kind of beginner's guide series, I think that might have literally been the first video, was just covering gathering and the economic um, things with the game because it all starts with you farming. And with your commanders, by the same token, the next thing you really want to focus on is having good barbarian peacekeeping commanders because they're what's going to be able. Those are the commanders that you're going to utilize to level up your other commanders. So some people literally go Britain in the early game just so they can get Boudica sculptures, and then they'll switch to like China or Germany later, right? Um, and a lot of times it's just for the fucking character, right? Some people do that. I think because you got Lohar and Ethelflag, like Boudica isn't necessarily a requirement, but like Boudica is a great barber, 100% great barber. Um, Peacekeeper, I say barber. Peacekeeper, right? Because she's giving you the XP, and not mind you, this XP is a flat bonus. As soon as you unlock this skill, it's just 20%, which is good. especially in the early game when you don't have a lot of sculptures to really invest. You get a flat 20% off the rip, as opposed to like somebody like Ethelflad, right? You have to kind of wait to really ramp up the experience bonus. Same thing with Lohar. You got to get lucky to really ramp up that experience bonus. And it doesn't take much to get to the point where Boudica is, but it definitely is something to consider, right? And I really like these three when I go out and hunt barbs on the map because they're all giving me great amounts of XP, right? 25% from Boudica, 35% from Ethel. Oh my sweet lord, 70%. I even got a bone necklace on Boudica to like, you know, keep her on par with Ethelflad and XP gain, right? So that was like literally my strategy was get my peacekeepers in a really good spot. Um, I think I got Lohar at a 10, got him a 3-star, and I never put another XP tome into him. I've gotten Lohar from level 10 to 57, all with experience. Hunting barbarians on a map. I've hunted a fucking up Bobby Show Lohar. Okay. 121 million barbarian kill. Sweet lord, right? By comparison, 54, not nearly as much. Boudica probably has like hella, like 52 actually. Okay, right? Lots of barbarians. And then, so I always put them with, you know, some type of secondary. I don't really use Minamoto for hunting barbarians per se, especially as a primary. I'm using them as my primary cav commander. So I'm not really getting a lot of the benefits, right, of, and excuse this build, this is when we were rallying a fort earlier. I have better builds than this, I promise. This looks ugly. Right, I was using this. This is what I was working towards, right? I use him as a primary, pretty much, cavalry commander. Okay. I do use him as a secondary. I mean, because extra barbarian damage helps, and I have to level him up. And that was the same thing I did with Sun Tzu. I actually think I didn't use Sun Tzu as a secondary. I think I just use XP tomes almost exclusively. I'm pretty sure he's hunted very few barbs, right? I've actually hunted quite a few barbs using Herman. Not too many. Okay. So that was like the main thing that I focused on, and I'm still focused on it. Like now it's getting to the point where it's like, okay, Lohar's getting leveled up a little bit too much. I've done Richard like that. I'm trying to get my Richard up. I want him to be a primary commander eventually. Charles Martel will ultimately be a primary commander. Now, there's some guys that can kind of stay. I'm torn between Salsal because I can use him for barbs. It doesn't give me any like additional XP. It's just a lot of damage, right? It's just like he's gonna be a secondary for the most part. Otherwise, I could do a combo where I use Salsal as a primary for the mobility tree, peacekeeping and cap, and just do a whole bunch of mobility, and use where he's at Bars as a secondary in Ark of Osiris. It's just like, do I really want to do that just for something like that? I'll probably just do Bars primary. Still pretty fast. A whole hell of a lot less XP and stars, right? So I'm kind of torn between getting him up any higher than this because I was using him for peacekeeping. Once he got to 40, it was just like, you know, should I really continue? I don't think so. I don't think so. So he works fine as a secondary, and he'll stay as a secondary probably for the rest of the game. Because Selenin is going to be my primary commander when he comes out, and he's going to come out relatively soon. So what is it? 2, 4, 6. So about 7 weeks he comes out, probably like 7 weeks. I know that sounds. I mean that's like a month and so away, but I mean like relatively soon. I think the better play is to upgrade Martell and Richard. I can get Richard past 50 here pretty soon. I don't know if it's worth 6-star Richard to get him all the way up, or like just go ahead and get that Martell going to 50. But you get the majority of the value at 50, but then it's like I really want those 10 talent points as well. That makes a world of a difference getting those 10 talent points. So I'm kind of torn between my tanks, right? They're in an okay, Richard's in an okay spot, but I don't like coming out with bullshit. I want them in a very good spot. So I'm trying to figure that out. My E-Song can stay. Isn't going to go ever past 40. I don't see the reason of having E-Song past 40. Now, it's going to be a little awkward because, again, I'm going to be using him to chain Barbarians at some point. So it's going to be awkward. He's not gaining XP when he could be. It's a little awkward. For my epic commanders, you know, there was a debate versus Kusunoki or Herman. I decided to stick with Herman. Some people might judge me, but whatever. A good combination I could have done was Jorn. I would have liked Jorn with Sun Tzu. Shit, Jorn with E-Song would be squishy, but kind of a cool idea. I did want to get the most value out of my YSG, so that's why I went with an Archer Commander. Kusunoki would have probably been better for the open field, but just would have been slower. I kind of wanted the speed. Some point I'll probably get Baibars up because I really want him for Arc of Osiris. Play it religiously. I thought about Pelagius, but it's just like, you know, and I'm pretty sure I can get a second skill max. I know I'm gonna, you know, max him eventually, so I can start that process. It doesn't take very much XP. All right, but then pretty much use all my stars getting my peacekeepers up. But I won't need these commanders right away. Oh yeah. Okay, I need 2 more. All right, almost. I don't know what my next investment really is. I'm trying to see what actually would help me the most. Right, so right now it's the Herman, YSG, it's the Sun Tzu, Richard, really. I could do Sun Tzu Martell, but like Martell would make more sense as the primary. Like Sun Tzu Richard is like okay. Right. Uh, you know what I'm running, obviously minus Sal. My Sal really isn't really all that because it like 5521, but this is Barbarian, right? So it's only 521. You know, this is 15% attack and 4.5% march speed, right? Um, 50 rage, 500 healing factor. So check this out. This is what I'm thinking. This will give me 20% of stats. That's more than what Sal gives, just minus the march speed. I'm getting the rage gain from here. Obviously, I'm doing less damage and I have an attack debuff, but whatever. That's 1 march. And then the healing would actually be better if I maxed it. And if I do this, I'll get 30% of the stats. That definitely makes up for the march speed loss. I think the Pelagius expertise is better than what my South is currently. And then if it was Baibars, you know, already I'm getting more attack. You know, the AoE and march speed reduction is what it is, right? And it's AoE for open field. Hello, makes a lot of sense. And then like, I'll still be very quick once I leave combat. So I mean, like, either one of these combinations, right? If I were to expertise them, would be better than using Sao because what my Sao is really designed to do, and what I made it designed to do is to smash Barbarian forts. I'm cool with that. There was nothing else to spend my daily special offer on at the time anyway. I'm happy with what my Sao was doing. Man, it's just I'm torn. Like Kusunoki, I don't want to do another Archer Commander. Like I am using him in Canyon, but I want somebody that's more than just Canyon, right? Jorn would be cool. Expertise, right? 15% skill damage. That's good in the field. Then I could do. Uh, it'll be weird. Jorn, Sun Tzu, and Richard and Richard Martel. Like, no, I want to split those guys up. That's a waste of 2 tanks, in my opinion. So nobody's gonna focus you, and you're gonna tickle the enemy. So it would make. I don't know. Jordan is trying to do damage, and Richard kind of lacks damage. So um you could do a I could do a Martell Sun Tzu, and I could do a Richard Jordan if I'm bringing them in the field in the combination of marches, right? Like one, this is like kind of like giving me that combination is giving me um some damage from Jorn. Where is Jorn? Some damage from Jorn, right? It's also going to give me extra skill damage. And while, albeit, my march, this specific march that's doing it isn't going to benefit from the skill damage. My other marches will. The Sun Tzu march, the Herman LC, oh my god, 100% benefit from that. That's all skill damage. Right, my Mina, probably Mina Pelagius, Mina Sal, Mina fucking whatever, right, is going to benefit. And that would be a cool 4 margins to bring out on the field. That's interesting. By the same token, I want to get Ethel in there, right? I want Ethel in there. I don't like her as a primary commander. She gets focused too hard. I mean, fuck, if I run Herman, he's going to get focused. It's like awkward. Like, there's not enough tanks yet for the other commanders. It's really just the infantry that are the tanks. I could do a Ethelflad. Let's see. How do I incorporate Ethelflad into this? How do I incorporate Joan of Arc into this too? Right. With what I have currently, let's see. Let's ignore all of the woulda, coulda, shouldas. What can I do today? Richard is high enough to be utilized in a particular type of way. If I got Richard up, I could do a Richard Jones. It's a buff march. Doesn't do a lot of damage, but that Jones is going to give me so much rage. It's going to be so safe behind Richard. I like it. That leaves me with a Sun Tzu Ethel. It's a lot of fucking damage. Good rage gen. People are less likely. I want to say people are less likely to attack a Sun Tzu over Ethel. That's good. And then I could still run the Mina, whatever. Probably Mina South still. Could be Mina Pelagius, Mina Bybars, whatever I decide. And then like the Herman YSG is a solid march. Like what other options do I have? If I had my El Cid in a better spot, maybe El Cid has Herman El Cid is a really cool combination. Very disruptive, great damage. You get some defense, some more march speed. But it's just like like I'm gonna do YSG because of the AOE. So that seems to gonna be the 4 marches, right? If I'm bringing 4 marches, it's gonna be the Richard Jones, Sun Tzu Ethel, Herman, YSG, Mina South for right now with an asterisk. It might be honestly Mina with Bybars because. Like at this point, I mean, like even at this point, this is a lot of AOE damage. This is 20% of stats. I'm only in 15 currently from Sal. I mean, this is actually still good. Still good. 20% march speed. Hell yeah, to break away. By the same token, I think this is okay too. Once I get this one done and a little bit into here, like this is okay. Quite honestly. I am missing out on all that damage from Sal. I mean, it's the active skill, so much damage. I'll decide. It's Boudica worth putting in there. If I didn't have, for example, if I didn't have YSG, I could throw Boudica in there, and then that's like so much rage reduction. 100 rage reduction, 100 rage reduction. Throw Silent Trial on there. Silent Trial. That'll be 300 rage reduction. You know, that'll be 300 rage reduction every, basically skill cycle. I mean, assuming it takes 10 turns to get a skill cycle, which it won't. That's just so much rage reduction. And then this is a lot of rage gain from them. Like 50 from Boudica, some healing, chance for more here. The talent tree itself gives you a lot, right? What are some builds that I'm going to be doing? Okay, now that I done figured out what I'm gonna be doing, right? What are some builds that I can do? So let's start with Sun Tzu, right? This is open field. I like this, right? Nice open field build. Wait for her to go down. Making use of the full talent tree. I'm using full infantry. Now, if I were to use her with, if I am going to use, Sun Tzu with Ethel, like I will quite literally just have to miss out on, 8% attack, might be 11% attack by the time I start fighting. Probably not. Maybe at more towards the end, yes. Um, I'm just gonna have to miss out on 8% attack, but then, that's not the end of the world. For the sake of the combo, I think I'm getting more value in this tree by doing this way. I'll probably get more than 8% of stats doing it this way, than going over this way and getting these things. But let's say I did want to run mixed troops, theoretically speaking. Like, what could I do? I can go over here, get that. I would still want the Burning Blood. I would still bring majority infantry, and there's going to be a lot of cavalry on the field. That would make a lot of sense. Stronger body would still make a lot of sense, because you're just bringing, because health is just so important. You're still bringing so many, like all this march speed. Well, I think a little bit of march speed might help because, right, you're gonna bring some archers, some cavalry, right, and infantry is the slowest. So having some march speed to infantry will make them a little bit faster, at least as fast as the archers. So you get a little bit of speed. I don't know, maybe, probably not. You could go Naked Rage and increase your skill damage, but you take more skill damage in a big AOE brawl. You don't want to. You can take skill damage from a lot of people. I'm not sold. You do additional skill damage with Sun Tzu, but not Ethel. So that's not amazing. There isn't very many options here, right? If you're going mixed troops. There's still so many talent points that you're not, it doesn't really work, because there's going to be so many talent points here that I really don't want to do. I really don't want the march speed. I guess these, I don't want to get hold the line because I won't have full infantry. Can get a point here and get 2 points there. I don't know. Enhance my a little bit of additional skill damage. This ain't it. I don't really like that one. I think this is the better option. Alternative to bringing full infantry, I really feel like you could. Cause some people don't really like Naked Rage. I do. Some people don't really like Naked Rage, and some people really don't like getting this little march speed. So there is some stuff you can do. In this case, I'm going more into this tree. If I wanted the Rage, I can do something a little different. I can get the Rage. Gen. Could go to hold the line. There's no way I'm not getting this, the Undying Fury. I love to counter them Cavs in the field because everybody thinks they're the best. Still going to get stronger body. Because I will be bringing full infantry, I can get a little bit more march speed. I like that. 6% more march speed, make me a little bit faster. And then I like that build. A little bit slower. Still very tanky. And then you're getting a whole lot more rage, and you're getting a whole lot more skill damage out of this build. You know, but so you're getting more skill damage out of this build and a little bit more rage gained. If I'm running this with Ethel, I think this build is still pretty solid. Even full infantry, you're a little bit slower, but a lot of this speed can be made up with different things like the windswept. It can be made up with the call of the loyal, I think, the flag, give you a little bit more speed because you're missing out on 6% here and 6% there, so 12% total. You can actually make that up if you really wanted to. So I'll probably run with the more stat-based, slow them down, speed me up type build, and I'll just miss out on the 6% additional skill damage and the rage gained. I mean, yo, like, I don't know, both of those builds seem really good to me. Like, they seem about even on paper. I don't know which one's better, but they seem about even on paper. Both of those builds seem, with Mob Specific Combo, seem super legit. I spent a lot of time on that. That was very in-depth. Both of those builds are really good. Wait, let's fuck around with Herman. We'll talk about all of this later. Let's mess around with Herman. Let's fuck with Herman. All right. This is what I got right now. I'm running Herman YSG. Right. My thought process is like, you know, this is a way to generate rage. YSG is generating more rage. This skill can proc even more rage. I'm getting rejuvenate. I got razor sharp. Cool build, right? Again, some people don't like feral nature, so let's see what I can do, right? This is going more into the archer tree. I got 6 more points. Got 6 more points. See, attack, that health looks promising. I can get a little bit of march speed here. And I only have 1 point, so I get 2% more damage there. 10% chance to increase all damage by 25% for 2 seconds. So that's like 10%, so it's like 2.5% more damage, but over 2 seconds. It's like getting 5% more damage. But if this hits when you're doing skill damage, yo, that's disgusting. This build looks pretty good. You know, a little bit there. Can't really shave any points off. I really wouldn't get rid of the razor sharp, right, for the rage regen. I think this build is okay. If you didn't want to go feral nature, you can go more into the tree. I also think this build is okay. I wish you get a little bit farther because, you know, a little extra damage factor never hurts, especially with how much skill damage I'm doing. Right, I like both of these builds. I don't think there's nothing wrong with either or. You know, it's kind of a similar situation with Sun Tzu. Do you want more, you know, archer stuff, or do you want more rage or skill damage? It's about the same type of concept, but one noteworthy thing is you're still getting all your speed from this one. Speed, speed, and speed. You're still getting all your speed from this combo. The other combo, you don't get as much speed when you sacrifice the Sun Tzu. I just want to say that, you know, Herman doesn't really give any defense or any tankiness. Elsa doesn't give any tankiness. And I just want to point out that all of my tankiness really comes from my gear. All turns out that I'm getting all defensive stats from my gear. So that really helps this combo because it will get focused on the field. And I do have tanky as hell stats comparatively. 11.5 health, 22.5 defense. That ain't no joke. Straight up, it's no joke. So that's about as good as you can get it for this type of gear. Like holy shit. All right. Those are full builds. These other guys, you know, I'm limited in the amount of points I can do. I'm still, excuse me. I'm still trying to work on mine. And he'll probably be my next project that I'll start putting XP tomes into maybe. Ignore this build. This is what the best thing I can do right now. You know, I was thinking I might want to go for the skill damage here and not go for the points here. I kind of still do want that March speed. I really like March speed. See what we can do. Okay. Getting this is an absolute must. Getting this is super important to me. Reducing how much skill damage you take. Because Cavalry isn't very tanky until Saladin comes. I really like the Rage Gate here. It's just kind of like your copy and paste portion. If you don't get that stuff, I think you're stupid. Not stupid, but you don't know any better yet. Now it's up to you, I think, whether you want to go further into this tree. And I want to say that 15% damage in the first 10 seconds is very legit. You can attack somebody, use that damage bonus, and then just bag. Like fire off one active skill and then literally just bag the fuck up. Right? And then you've done all this extra damage because of this thing, and then they've done very little. So let's say I was going for something like that. Like getting that is possible. Boom. There you go. And now you're doing your hit and run stuff. Right? You just care about doing more skill damage. And then I'm pretty sure I'm able to get about 6 more talent points. So this could be done. This could be done. And maybe I go and get just a little bit more health. Right? That's a legit build. Again, I'm going to get the basics. And then let's say I wanted to go more for here. This talent is super legit for when both of your commanders are doing lots of skill damage, which they are for Cavs. Like, you could do this. If you don't want Fear of Nature, you can still go here. Like, you want to fuck up that E-Song or Herman in the field. Maybe you want a little bit of that March speed there. You still probably will be able to get this here. This is some of that. I don't see no real reason if you're not going for Feral Nature to get any of these points. So maybe you do, go for the March speed here. 2%. I like that. I'm not going to experiment too much with Cavs because it's not much variation with what I got. That's about as good as it can be. Echo's not going to be a primary, but, Echo's not going to be a primary. But if she was, some people might do it. This is when I was doing a bar report rally. Let's talk about it. Any rejuvenate is 100% requirement. I think not getting this skill, being able to take less skill damage, especially because F flat might get focus, is super legit. And then if you have her expertise, when you slow somebody, you'll get extra damage, 20%. It's actually not a bullshit small number. Just doing 1 point into there will give you that every time you do an active skill, you're slowing, right? So it's super legit to have that 1 point. I really like strategic prowess, which gives you some defense when you do active skills, and because you got rejuvenate, burning blood here, you're firing those off really quick. Also, if you get swarmed by 2, you can get quite a bit of rage, but if you get swarmed, you're kind of dead anyway. From here, you could do a couple of things, right? Because you don't have a lot of march speed, and you might want to get 3% here. I'm not going to argue with you. You could definitely get armored to the teeth to get 3% damage for bringing on your troop type, so why wouldn't you? Then maybe make your way over to like fresh recruits, and if you can, armor to the teeth to get the damage reduction. That seems good. There's not too many more builds you can really do. That's like copy and paste damn near. But Richard, some people might run Richard primary. I'm not quite there yet. This is a canyon build. But if it was infantry field, I would definitely go all the way to this march speed. This gives you a lot of defense. I like taking less skill damage. And you reduce all damage taken. That's skill damage, normal attack damage, counter attack damage. Right? You would definitely want to get burning blood. You're bringing all infantry. Definitely want that. I would get stronger body. You would still want to get march speed too. Like you'll have a whole bunch more talent points to get the march speed and stuff like that. If you wanted to go a little bit farther into this tree and less into this tree, the infantry tree, I think you can. It's okay to get Testudo formation. I wish it was normal troops attacks have a. No, I wish it was when you get attacked, you had a 10% chance to reduce all damage. That would make you. That would probably be busted. But you can also get medical supplies, which is healing. But you don't want to do too much healing. But I mean, that is an option. Richard's skills will make that even better. I want to really go for Desperate LG because you're not going to try to run your march in the ground. Once you get the half, you kind of usually want to run. That's usually what you want to do. If you were trying to be tankier, you could do balance, but it's just like I'm using them with Jones, so I'm definitely not doing any damage. So it could be noteworthy to upgrade my balance, put points in the balance, something like that. This is what you want to get, in my opinion, at the very least. And then I like the march speed because you got this far. You might as well get the fucking march speed, 6%. Let's see. Let's talk about a little bit about a garrison build. So if you're defending your city, this goes for any garrison you decide. If you're defending your city, all you really need is this. You have multiple troop types in your city, so you want to focus more on the blue tree than this tree here. So like I just went all the way because this helps out all troop types, whereas this stuff up here is just for infantry. This one is really good. They're rallying you with calf. That's like amazing. And then just getting a little extra troop strength when you drop below 50. Right? If you were doing, like if you were in a flag and there's very few people, this doesn't really do anything. So you mainly just want to get It's kind of like your shell. You want to start off with at least just that. Then, like in this case, rejuvenate or any talent that gives you a lot of rage. Now, if you think you're gonna get swarmed, like reducing 9% damage is like crazy good. That's really good for Arco Osiris because fucking everybody swarms that shit. And if it's a flag and you know you want to make more use of this tree, you can get 7. What is it? No, you can get 9% of stats here. 3% of each one, so 9% of stats total. Then you can like go into whatever else you want. Right, like so for my YSG, for like my YSG, I might leave it like this, and then let's see, if they're rallying me with calves, I would definitely get the 9% damage. And it might be worth, literally, if you see that they're not using calves, maybe you don't get it, but if they are using calves, you get it. I feel like this is so, calves are so popular, so accessible, it just makes sense to just get that. Does that allow you to still get this? Not very much of it. So that might be the conundrum, right? You get that, then, I mean, like, if you're trying to throw more infantry to the flag, I guess this is what you would do. That looks pretty legit. Like, good balanced build. Because I feel like if you take points, you could take these points away, so you're getting 9% of stats here. This doesn't do anything. 9% of stats here, but if I'm getting 6 here, 2% there, that's 5%. Right, versus it's just 1%, 3%, 12%. If I take these points out, so let me just see something. Say I take those points out, I can definitely get Feral Nature. And still get this. They counter at calves. I can counter the calves. I can get Stronger Body. That seems super legit too. Especially if you can fill with more infantry. But it's Sun Tzu YSG, and putting a couple of archers in there wouldn't be a bad idea either. Like I could be like infantry or archers, and the reason why I'm even talking like that is because not everybody has a whole bunch of a whole bunch of infantry just to reinforce. Maybe having some archers in there, like, because they run out. Bring archers, because like YSG can still shred with archers, right? You'll get that damage bonus. Ooh, don't switch. Reset. So maybe this gives you more flexibility with what you want to actually put in the flag, because it doesn't rely on Stronger Body to give you the talent, to give you the points. Right, you're not going to be still getting the all that extra rage, but you could. Okay, what does this allow me to do? See, I got Feral Nature still. I got 7 points. How am I using them? I'm getting that. But I can't counter calves. So I feel like if it was a calf thing, you need to drop Feral Nature and pick up the Iron Spear and just go into how many other points to get you this far. If you're not going up against calves, then just get Feral Nature. I know that's a micro optimization, but we're talking about 9% of damage. 9% of damage is no fucking joke. I would use the 1,000 gems to switch. That's worth it. Using the gems to switch is worth it. That was highly detailed. All right. Alrighty. So now let's see what I can do with my gear, right? One thing I do want to do is upgrade my Sun Tzu, and I can put the old gear onto my Richard since they're both in Canyon. I might craft up. I want to craft up the flag for the march speed. Maybe I'll do craft up the shield. See what I can get with that. Let's start there. Let's do the flag and the shield. Let's do the flag and the shield. May need some more gold here. I want that march speed. Wow. Big decision. I feel like it has to be infantry. Because that's what I would want it on the most. But there is one that's already infantry specific. But I'll take it. So now I'm getting, so that gives me 6.5% more speed. Like, that makes me quite a bit faster. That makes me quite a bit faster. Okay. I could try to throw the shield on. See what happens. Right. I would hope I would get a special talent. Alright, let's make some more. So I want to be real strategic about how I'm using those boxes. Okay, I can forge that. I only needed 50, that's fine. Oh my fucking god. Man, I'm glad I'm recording this and they're not gonna believe me. Right? 2.5%? That's disgusting. Oh my god. That's so fucking disgusting. Ugh. And it's the fact. Ooh, oh my god, that's good. You don't understand. Like that health, that health is like, and I'm gonna tell you why that's important. When you look at your stats, like your normal stats, you will realize that you don't have. You look 47% attack, 49, 42, right? 46, 46, 44. And then you'll look, and then you see the health, 22, right? It's like significantly lower. So you want them to be even because there's additive things, so it's like diminishing returns. I just got so lucky with 2 special talents in a row like that. Those are my first craft on both of those. Like I'm looking like really good. I was gonna do Korok's humility instead of this, and that's even more health. Like, do I want to go as far as getting Korok's humility? I don't know. Even thought about doing windswept here, 2 windswept pieces for more mark speed, but now that I got that, I'm kind of okay with this. The last thing I would do is probably Korok's humility. I do have the pattern. I would get 8% of status to 6.5. I would get 8%. I feel like I just won so hard. I don't want to like push too far into this. This is like really good. Like I could not be happier with the march speed. Oh, I just couldn't be happier. I'll stop there with them. Uh, there's not. very much I can really do. I wish I could try again for the special. I think I'm guaranteed the special talent on this. That would be nice. Um, the best thing I could do is like a windswept boot. I don't have that. I could do windswept boots here. I don't have that. My half gear is about as good as I can get it. I could do it sets for 6% here. I could also do a Dark Lord's Blessing here. That's getting into a lot of purples. Like this, just because this shit is just so fucking good on its own, right? There's very few pieces I can fuck around with. Let's go to archers, right? I'm getting a lot of health and defense. I could, let's see, could get rid of the boots. Saint Song gives me 4% of archer attack, but I'm getting 3.5% of health. I would prefer that health, especially with the combo I'm running. He's giving me 5.5% defense. Let's see. I forget the helmet that I can run. I can. And when it comes to the archers, it's pretty much I have to craft up epic gear. Pretty much have to craft up epic gear. Let me see. So I could do, that's the Dark Lords. That is an option. Because I can do a revival. I think I can do a revival. Hell, I think I need just a couple of pieces. That would give me 7.5% defense. And I have so much archer materials. I kind of like that idea. So let's do that. Reason why I'm doing this is because it's right before KVK. It's right before the pass opens where the fighting is starting. So I'm trying to give myself the best advantages I can because these materials should sit here. I did all this fighting. I haven't used the materials. Like eventually this shit's gonna get crafted, right? I have the gold. Why not do it? So it's 6.5. This is 6.5% defense. So I mean, like this is a very micro optimization, but I am going for this. I could go for a set for this. A set bonus. Because I know the gloves are a little bit cheaper. Let's see. Revival gauntlets. Where we at? We at the revival gauntlets. 7.26. Okay, I would have enough for the revival gauntlets, and I already got all these other ones, so that kind of makes sense too. So I need 23. I could get my first set bonus. And I know I have a lot of materials for these specifically. Now this is giving me 4.5 attack, and that does kind of suck. Like, but I know I'm going for the full revival set eventually. So 4.5, right? Instead of what it was, 2.5, so 3.5 health. Some attack plus 3% more attack, so that'll be 7.5, and then I think it's 7.5 for the helmet. Yeah, 7.5 defense. So it'll be a total of 14.5% stats. Versus technically speaking, like the 3.5 plus 6.5% stats, so 11. So it's a little bit more stats, but the stats that it's health, so it's like I kind of wanted that health, but this is a step in the right direction because once I get the full set, I do get defense, so I'll actually get that defense back, and then the other things are better. And I'm gonna need, see how much material each one, so I don't have to keep going back. So it's 30 and 10, 30 this and then 10 ore. And then I also need, um, like this is like even cheaper, right? Super cheap. But like this is giving me the set bonus and step in the right direction. Why even craft? It's like, I guess if you wanted to do something with the XP game, but I don't know. Now let's go to this. See 30. Oh, that's also 30 Why is it so cheap? That's like really cheap. Like really cheap. Yeah, that's real cheap. Yeah, put it back. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna need 60 of the ebony. Ooh, sweet, sweet lord. Yeah, we're done with smacks. Okay, so then I need 11 of the chests. Let's see. I wonder if it uses the highest denomination when I say can forge. Does it actually use the highest denomination? No, I use the lowest. I prefer them to use the highest because you use the highest denomination that you can, and then go to the lower ones. Like I can't. It takes gold to like revert them back. So it's better to use your highest stuff first, technically speaking. And I'm at 49, so I need 11 to get the epic. Okay, and then let me go. I'm super strategic with this shit. Yeah, I know. Bear with me. And then I just need 20 of the. I wrote it down. Why am I looking? And then I've always been running out of this. It's kind of like, oh, almost. I just need one. That's pretty good. That was pretty good value. Not using too many of my pick one. Let's just pop open a little gold. Let's see. 5 of these is 1,000,000. Let's pop a couple of those. 6,000,000. Can't forge, right? Revival hand. Forge. Perfect. Okay. Always forget. They make you like go equip it like immediately so you can like flex. Um, Revival gauntlets. Forge. Okay, and that makes my Archer March like super premiere. The Archer March is so ball. Wish I could do something with the feet. Um, and I'm getting some materials back. That's nice. Can I do anything with the fucking feet? You know, like it's 2% here, 2.5%. I'd rather have a defense. Not really. Um, can I do anything? I mean, yeah, that's a no. I'm not crafting anymore for arch. Like my archers are, really strong
Ihr werdet
spot.
den Rhein nicht überqueren.
I'm getting
Ich kämpfe für mein Volk.
set 4.5% attack, 24.5% defense, and 8% health. So it's 4.5, 20, 24.5 plus 8, 0, carry on 1, 8, 16, 17. I'm getting 37% stats right now from my gear. Solid. I'm gonna screenshot that and show them. See what they say. Okay. It sucks I can't really do more. Uh, with my cavalry, I really can't. It's not very much. Oh wow, I'm glad I got that. There's really not more I can really do with my calves. Like I could do insets. That would be nice. That gives me attack and health. That would help. Um, hmm. Could do Dark Lords. That's 6.5 for 8. I'm not changing those. This just got so lucky. Could do Korok's Humility. So I'm less likely to actually bring calves out on the field. So I feel like calves is almost going to be my weakest thing, right? My Esau might literally be expertise, right? And my calves aren't weak, right? I got expertise in mine, and that means something. Just like, do I go Koroks maybe? Because this gear is very transferable. Like, if I get rid of this gear, like, it's cool because it's going to go on my Richard, right? So, like, already, you see, I think these are, yeah, what am I doing? Let's take everything off him. I just think I put random shit on him.
We shall meet again. Once more onto the breach.
You know, like, this maybe. Right. Those on him. So that looks good. And then, like, if I do either one of these pieces, like the special talent version is going on Richard, right? From the Sun Tzu. I'm just telling him like, yeah, I'm doing the video still. It's over an hour long and going. I'm talking about everything. Yeah, I wanted him to actually be in a video with me and just like talk with me on Discord while I like do all of this stuff. I felt like that would be way more interactive than me talking to myself. I need to send out my farmers again. I'll do it a little bit later. Let's see here. So it's really what my materials allow me to do at this point. So right, I've used up. See, and I have a lot of calf materials to utilize. Right. So what would be the best use of shit, even a gladiator, but yeah, but that would break up my bonus, and I don't want to do that. Even though that's a very good piece, and even though it's a very good piece, it says sufferance only uses uh this, so that seems good to me. Yeah, that doing that makes sense. So let's pop some more gold. I just popped these smaller denominations. I know it's probably not going to be much. Oh, denominations don't give you shit. Um, with the weapons, yeah, it's just like the Fubuki is trash. That like literally me having that the health instead of this, like me having this and a social talent instead of that is like 100% worth it. This is just so much better. Um, it's like this would bring up the set bonus and it's just mad expensive. I'm not ready for a weapon, and then like again, like I'm not ready for that. This would be like one of the last things I do. So that would bring up the set bonus for my calves. Never use this. Like if you're gonna do 8% with cavalry attack, why don't you do 9%? He has straight up more stats and they're better stats. Especially on a minus out that already has too much attack, relatively speaking. Okay, so let's do where are we at? We didn't want to do Dark Lords. We wanted to do Isets. This is just 40, and it's all into that. It's just all leather, and that's about what I got without using pick ones. I still actually kind of need some of this because I'm trying to get the special talent on the. Well, so all I need is 40. All right, so we'll use a little bit of this. Alrighty, 40. Okay, and then we got where we at? There we go. Okay, here it is. If I can get a special talent on this, that would be excellent. Oh my fucking god! All right, now I'm getting 7% of stats. No, 6, 7, 8% of stats on. Excuse me. Right. I'm definitely. Ooh, I don't want to put my information on the screen. No, 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 no. You almost got me. And it's gonna be Silent Trial or Delaine's Amulet. I'm probably gonna do another Silent Trial. Oh, you almost got me. Almost did it. That's not a bad piece, and I can use this extra barbarian damage on a barbarian. Yeah, that's legit. Oh my god.